Hello, Tan.
Hello, teacher.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, teacher. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you, Tan?
I'm fine too.
You're all right too?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Oh well, how was your day today? What did you do?
Um, um, in the morning I had a class, so I wake up and study. But in the afternoon I just sleep. Yeah.
Okay, so in the afternoon you just slept, but in the morning you studied.
Yeah.
All right. What subjects did you learn today?
It's chemistry.
Oh, that's very difficult. I don't like that subject. What else?
Just that subject. Yeah.
How many hours did you have to learn chemistry for today?
It's 2 hours.
Oh, that's a very long period of time. So well, you are studying chemistry now. It means your teacher asked you to memorize the table of elements.
Um, yes, but we have take a paper that like uh,
A paper with the numbers and names of the chemicals, right?
yeah.
Oh, you know what? When I was studying into the secondary school, my teacher used to let us memorize that table of elements, but he doesn't ask us to memorize it one at what they call this one. He asks us to memorize it five five chemicals per day. Okay, for five chemicals per day until the end of our school. We have memorized everything, but now I forgot it already. Okay, it's very nice to memorize that, right?
Yes.
Because it's very nice to learn, especially when you have to add two chemicals. You're going to write the letters and then you have to add another letters, right? Did you do it?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot what do you call that activity. Anyway, so now, Tan, we're just going to continue the activity that we were not able to finish on Saturday. Okay, so let's begin, Tan. So this we are still in the reading exercise. So let's go now to part number 3 with questions 11 to 20. So look at the sentences below about a river journey. Read the text to decide if each sentence is correct or incorrect. If it's correct, mark A on your answer sheet. If it's not correct, mark B on your answer sheet. All right. So now, Tan, these are some things or some points where it's all about travel. Okay. So these are some words that is associated with the word travel. Okay. Can you read the words now, Tan, please?
The first one is travel.
Mm-hmm.
Travel. The next one is journey or what it is.
Yes, that's correct.
The next one is I don't know how to speak this one.
That is voyage.
Voyage. The next one is trip, and the last
Mm-hmm.
one is tour.
Okay. So there are two kinds of pronunciation of that word. You can say voyage or voyage. Okay, because as you can if you can remember, there is a what is this language? When somebody is traveling, they say bon voyage, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, you can in English we can say voyage or voyage. Okay, so first word is travel. So travel means this is used to talk about the act or traveling in general. So travel example, travel can be both a noun and a verb. As a noun, it names the act of going from one place to another, and as a verb, it describes the action of doing so. So in verb, we have here an example. Louis travels a lot for work. Noun is people spend a lot of money on travel. Okay, so there are two uses of travel. So the first one is a verb. So when you say verb, it means it's an action word. For example, Tan used to travel to Singapore or to Hong Kong when there was no pandemic yet. So when you use it as a noun, it means that it will be your subject. Okay. For example, um let me see. Um People spend a lot of money on traveling. So it means that you're talking about travel. Okay, next is journey. What is a journey? Okay, can you read journey, Tan?
Um, Journey is used to refer to the time of traveling from A to B and how easy. Bus journey, car journey, and train journey.
Okay. So when you say journey, journey is used to refer to the time of traveling from A to B. You're from Vietnam and then you're going to the Philippines. Okay, you call it a journey, not a travel. Okay, journey means you're from one place and then you're going to another. Okay, so example, a bus journey, a car journey, and train journey. Okay, next one is voyage or voyage. What is it?
Voyage is used to describe a journey that is long and challenging with the aim of discovering new places. It's uh, a voyage into space or a voyage across seas.
Okay. So voyage or voyage, this means it's describing how long is your journey, okay? So the what they call this one? Yeah. How long is your journey? You call it a voyage or a voyage. So when you're talking about, for example, you say that your trip is 2 hours or 2 days or 2 weeks. So that means it's your time of voyage or voyage. Okay. So next one is trip. What's a trip?
A trip refers to the journey taken for pleasure or business, e.g., a boat trip or business trip.
Okay. So when you say trip, it refers to the journey for that you take for pleasure. Okay. So it means you do not have your trip for work. Okay. So when you say trip, it's about traveling for leisure or for your own pleasure. Okay. So example, I remember my first school trip to Barcelona Zoo. My first business trip in China was to Shanghai. Okay, so the last one is tour. What is a tour?
Tour refers to the organized act of seeing a place and its size, e.g., a tour of the city or a tour of a country.
Okay, tour refers to the organized act of seeing a place. Oh, okay. When you say tour, it means your trip there or your travel there is detailed. For example, at 8 a.m. you must be in this place. At 12 o'clock you must take your lunch. At 6 o'clock you must be back at the hotel. Okay, so it means when you have a tour, um it must be organized, or each place that you're going has a time allotment for that. Okay, example, in 5 o'clock you must be in Danang, and then in 7 o'clock in the evening you must finish eating your dinner and go back to the hotel, something like that. Okay, so now, before we answer the activity, let's have vocabulary, Tad. Okay, can you read the first word and the meaning?
IT. I don't know how to.
Itinerary.
Itinerary.
Yes, very good. What does it mean?
It means a plan of a journey, including the route and the places that you visit.
Itinerary is like what do you call this one? You have a list of the places where you're going to. Okay, you do not skip. You have to follow the list that you have made. Next is
Cathedral.
What is a cathedral?
I don't know.
A cathedral, this is a place where you pray. Okay, example, a church or a temple. So those are examples of cathedral. Okay, next is, that's an example of a cathedral. Okay, wait. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, have I asked you what is your religion, Tan? What's your religion?
Is what this? I think it's Buddha or something.
Buddha.
Yes.
Oh, all right. So you are not a Catholic or a Christian, right?
Yes.
So you are like Chinese, because they have this religion that they have a big Buddha, a gold Buddha.
Yes.
Oh, so how what do you call that place where you pray or where you worship? Do you call it a temple?
No.
What do you call that place?
Pagoda.
Pagoda?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that is it's like a temple too, right? The what they call this one? The structure is almost like a temple, but you call it pagoda. So, what do you call, or how do you call the way on how you pray? Do you call it pray, worship? How do you call it?
I think is pray.
Pray. Okay. So here in the Philippines, we Filipinos, every Sunday, that is the time where we go to church to pray. How about in Vietnam? Do you have a certain time to pray?
Usually people go pray at pagoda is like the time like it's in
Is it Sunday too, or no? When is that? I want to know. Is it on Saturday?
No.
It means it's on a weekday. Weekday, it means
Um,
that is the day where you go to school.
it like usually people go to Lunar New Year or what is this?
Okay. You do not go there weekly?
Yes.
Oh, so maybe you go there usually on Tet holiday like that? Or lunar
Yes.
year? Oh, okay. Because here in the Philippines, the Filipinos have to go to the church every Sunday because we are going to attend a mass. We call it a mass. Okay, where the priest talks in front and we have to listen. Okay, well, I want to ask also, Tan, do Vietnamese have Catholic churches too, or Christian chapels?
Yes. It's like the second what is it? It's like the second popular religion here.
Oh, Catholic?
Christian over this.
Christian. Oh, very nice. Okay, but I want to ask also, Tan. Okay, it's not related into the religion anymore. Well, you're living in Vietnam, right? Do you see any Filipinos there?
Yes. In the secondary school, in my secondary school, like there was two Filipino teachers that
Oh,
yes, they taught us English.
really? Do you know the name?
I don't really remember.
Mm, that's
But
very
maybe,
nice.
yes, but maybe one people one teacher's name is Mary or something like that.
Ah, Mary. Okay. Well, that's nice because I thought, how about not a teacher or just an ordinary people that you see in the streets? Do you see any Filipinos on the streets too?
Um, I don't think I do, but
Yeah, because you cannot identify it because Filipinos are look like Vietnamese too, right?
yes,
Yeah, that's why you cannot easily identify whether that's a Filipino or a Vietnamese unless you talk to him or to her. Unlike Chinese or Japanese, you can easily identify them because their skin is so white and then their eyes is like this, right?
yeah.
Okay, because if there's no more pandemic, I want to travel to Vietnam. I want to see the place of Vietnam. That's why I'm asking you if there are lots of Filipinos there. Anyway, let's go to number 3 word 10.
Um, Palace or Palace.
Okay, palace or palace. That's correct. So, what is a palace? Do you have any idea about that, Tan?
I think it's like a really big um what
Really,
building
really big.
that the royalty lives in.
Okay, that is correct. So a palace that is a very, very big. In other words, it can be called a kingdom, right?
Uh,
Palace or a kingdom. Well, usually that is a place where a king, a queen, or a princess or prince lives. So in Vietnam, I know there are some palace there, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because what is this? In the early days of Vietnam, what do you call your leader? Do you call it a king?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So it means that there is a palace in Vietnam. Maybe that's very old already and it's only a tourist spot now.
Mm.
Okay, so that is an example of a palace. So number 3 is
Frontier.
okay, frontier. What do you mean by frontier?
I don't know.
Okay, let us see the correct definition of that. Frontier meaning. Okay, so frontier means a line or border separating two countries. Oh, so in other words, it's a border.
Ah,
Okay. Border or boundary. You have this one in Vietnam, right?
yes.
Yeah. So here is an example of a frontier or a boundary. That is I think that is a very very big wall that is separating one country to another. Well, that's it. Like the Great Wall of China, you call it a frontier. It's a very famous wall, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now Tan, in this part, I want you to read the text about a journey along the beautiful Duro River, and then later on, we're going to identify these sentences if it's correct or wrong. Okay, start reading now, Tan.
A journey along the beautiful Duro, Duro,
Yeah, yes, that's correct. Duro.
Duro River.
Mm-hmm.
7 nights from 10, 50 pounds voyages. Julius Verne operate a hotel ship along the Douro River in Portugal. The MV Lady Ivy May can take 160 guests in double cabins, all of all of which face outside and have a private shower and WC on board the ship, which has air conditioning. You will find a sun deck, lounge, bar, dining room, shop, and library facilities. Um, I I itinerary. Day one, depart in the early evening from London. From London, go to Oporto. Your guide will meet you on arrival and take you to the Lady Ivy May, where you will spend the night. Day two, after a morning's sightseeing in Oporto, you will return to the ship and depart for Antwerp Roads. This part of the journey up the river takes 4 hours. Day three, you will continue traveling up the river. In the early evening, the ship stops at Peso da Riga, where port wine is produced. At dinner, you will be able to try the delicious food and drink from this area. Day four, after breakfast, you will travel south by bus to the ancient town of Lamago and visit the cathedral, several churches, and a museum. The museum was formerly a palace and now has an excellent collection of paintings, tapestries, and sculptures. You will then return to the ship and sail on to tour. Day five. At this point, the Douro becomes very narrow. Depending on the depth of the river at the time, you may be able to continue by a smaller boat to the Spanish frontier at pk2106092. The return journey to Tour is by coach, and there's much to see along the way. Day 6, in the morning, you will try to south. I don't know how to say this name.
Where are you now?
In
Day
the
5.
day 6.
Day 6.
The first name.
Countryside? No. Pesquiera. I think that's Sao. Oh, that's very difficult to say. Sao Joao. Sao Jiao. I think that is Sao Jiao. The Pesquiera.
Sao Jiao, the Pesqueria, for one of the most wonderful views in the whole of the Douro Valley. You will return to the ship for lunch and then join the Douro River Valley Railway for a beautiful ride through the countryside to Riga, where the Lady Ivy May will be waiting for you. Day 7, there will be a trip to Villarreal before returning the ship for lunch and then setting off down the river to Oporto. You will sleep on board the Lady Ivy May. Day 8, you will arrive in Oporto in plenty of time for independent sightseeing and last-minute shopping before you catch the flight home to London Heathrow. Departure dates and prices. All prices are per person. June 5, 12, 19, and 26 is 1,100 pounds. July 3, 10, 17, 24, 31 is 1050 pounds. August 7, 14, 21, and 28 is 1050 pounds. And September 4th, 11th, 18th, 25 is 1,100 pounds. Prices include return flights, 7 nights accommodation on board the Lady Ivy May with all meals, excursions, and guides. Not include travel insurance, tips.
Okay, so that is Voyages, Jules Verne or Verne. Okay, so number 11, 10. I will read the sentences here, and then you say if it's A for true, B for false. Okay, number 11, 10. Each cabin on the Lady Ivy May is for 2 people. Is it A or B? Okay, you can look for the answers there if you want to.
I think is A.
Let's see. A. Okay, that's correct. Next one, number 12. You can borrow books on board the ship.
Um, is A.
Okay, number 13. On arrival at Oporto, guests find their own way to the ship.
Is B.
Very good. 14. You spend a day looking around Oporto.
Is B, I think.
Okay, that's correct. Next one. It takes a day to travel from Oporto to Entre Os Rios.
Is B.
Okay, 16. The museum at Lamego used to be a palace.
Yes. Is A.
Very good. 17. It is sometimes possible for the Lady Ivy May to sail to the Spanish border.
I think it's A.
It's B. Number 18. The trip includes some travel by train.
Um, is A.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it's A, number 19. You arrive back in Oporto on the day before your return flight.
I think it's A.
It's B. And last one, Voyages Jules Verne. Arrange your travel insurance.
Is B.
Yes, very good. That is correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points for you here. Good job, Tan. Okay, next one. Let's proceed to part number 4 with questions 21 to 25. Read the text and questions below. For each question, mark the correct letter A, B, or C on your answer sheet. All right. Okay, don't worry, Tan. It's only a short text that you have to read, okay? It's about winter driving. Start now, Tan.
Winter is dangerous because it's so difficult to know what is going to happen, and accidents take place so easily. Fog can be waiting to meeting you over the top of a hill. Ice might be hiding beneath the melting snow, waiting to send you off the road. The car coming towards you may suddenly side across the road. Rule number 1 for driving on icy roads is to drive smoothly. Uneven movements can make a car suddenly very difficult to control. So every time you either turn the wheel, touch the brakes, or increase your speed, you must be as gentle and slow as possible. Imagine you are driving with a full cup of hot coffee on the seat next to you. Drive so that you wouldn't spill it. Rule number 2 is to pay attention to what might happen. The more ice there is, the further down the road you have to look. Test how long it takes to stop by gently braking. Remember that you may be driving more quickly than you think. In general, allow double your normal stopping distance when the road is wet, 3 times this distance on snow, and even more on ice. Try to stay in control of your car at all times, and you will avoid trouble.
Okay. So, number 2110, what is the writer trying to do in the text?
Is I think is C, warn people against driving in.
Okay, it's advise people about safe driving in winter. Number 2210, why would somebody read this text?
I think it's C, to learn about better driving.
Okay, that is correct. Okay, next one. Okay. Okay, you have finished reading it already. Number 2310, what does the writer think?
I think it's C or B.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, C or B. Letter B is correct. Drivers should expect problems in winter. 2410. Why does the writer talk about a cup of coffee?
I think it's A.
It's A. Yes, to explain the importance of smooth movements. Very good. Okay, last one, 10. Which traffic sign shows the main idea of the text?
I think it's A.
Okay, drive carefully. Eyes on road ahead. Very good, 10. So you got one wrong answer only. Total of 4 points. Okay, next one, 10. Now, this is part number 5, questions 26 to 35. Read the text below and choose the correct word for each space. Each question, mark the correct letter A, B, C, or D on your answer sheet. Okay, so now, Tan, all you have to do is to read the text here and choose your answer here from the list of words below. Okay, start now, Tan. Samuel Pepys.
The most famous diary in English was written by Samuel Pepys. It gives a detailed and interesting story.
Interesting description. Continue.
Of everyday life in England. Between
Between. Okay, that's correct.
Babies write about important news story of the time, like disease and enemy navy. What is Navy, teacher?
Navy means it's like a soldier in the sea.
So I think it's D.
Yes, very good. I said the clue already. Sailing. Okay, continue.
He also writes about himself, even about his accidents.
Faults.
Oh, I didn't see. Or look at the pretty girls.
Yes.
He describes his home life. Quarrel.
Yes, quarrel. Very good.
With his wife and how they became friends again. His worry about her illness, as well as books. He liked music, the theater part. Card games.
Yes, very good.
And parties with good food and plenty of fun.
Plenty of fun, yes.
Pepys was a busy man who had many important jobs for us.
Yes, jobs.
He was a member of Parliament and president of the Royal Society. He's also report for his book for the British Navy.
Remembered. Remembered is the correct answer there. So, look, Carl. Okay, very good. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points for you and 3 wrong answers. All right. Anyway, 10. So that will be all for tonight, 10. And let's continue the next part of the activity tomorrow evening. Okay, 10?
Okay, teacher.
All right. That's all for tonight, 10. Chúc ngủ ngon.
Chúc ngủ ngon, teacher.
Okay.